This book changed my life, not just in a general sense, but also in my business world. I can't stop talking about this book and recommending this book, and I think it gives everybody a competitive edge. Hey, my name is Maddie Marck-Sherk. I'm with the Beatty Westerland team at Premier Sotheby's. I'm a realtor in Southwest Florida, and I'm not necessarily going to be talking about real estate today, but about how realtors and people that are entrepreneurial, people who are business-minded and are really interested in bettering themselves and being better at what they do, they need to read this book. And so I'm going to go and I'm going to break down the 5 laws in this book that are outlined. But just a quick little synopsis. The Go-Giver by Bob Burg and John David Mann. It's 123 pages. I read it all in one sitting. It's about a man named Joe who is a go-getter. So that's kind of, if you haven't guessed it yet, that's where the play on words come from. Joe is a go-getter, a guy who works really hard and just puts his nose down and tries to work and then still isn't kind of seeing results. He's coming to the end of a bad quarter and is basically desperate to improve what's going on, and he's eager to get a leg up any way he can think of. So he seeks out the chairman of the company and basically thinks, man, this guy, he's gonna have all of the connections and the information that I need to get a leg up and like try to perform well in this quarter. Instead, this chairman introduced him to a series of people, I believe there's 4 or 5, who basically teach him lessons about how to actually be a good business person. It's just super inspiring, and I'm not kidding, I'm so happy I reread this book for this video because it sparked interest in me and just made me want to be a better person again. Not that I wasn't, but it's super inspiring, and I fully support this book. And obviously this book isn't sponsored by any means. I just think it's amazing, and I received it in the mail from my brokerage when I joined. All right, before I keep rambling on, we'll jump right into it. Law number 1, the law of value. Basically, the law of value is your true worth is determined by how much more you give in value than you take in payment. All things being equal, people will do business with and refer business to people they like, know, and trust. Without thinking about it, if you exceed people's expectations, they'll pay you even more. Another quick quote that I want to reference in this book is give because you love to. It's not a strategy, it's a way of life, and you give simply because you love to give. When you do, very profitable things start to happen, and you're not thinking that they will happen, but they will undoubtedly happen. Again, you have to read the book to get the full story and how they're explained and everything like that, but that's law number 1, law of value. In this kind of section, just to sum it up, Joe, the main guy, learns from it, and he ends up giving business to a competitor, and he was thinking, what am I doing? I'm being way too generous, this is stupid. Turns out, down the road, things come back around. Let's go to law number 2, the law of compensation. The law of compensation is your income is determined by how many people you serve and how well you serve them. When I think about this, I think about doctors serving a lot of people, seeing 10 patients a day. I think about YouTubers who are making a lot of money, who impact hundreds of thousands of people. I think about realtors too. The really successful realtors are the ones that impact the most lives. If you're a realtor that does maybe 1 or 2 transactions a year, you're not going to be super successful monetarily. If you're serving 80 to 100 people a year, you're going to make more money. That's just kind of how it tends to work out. If you want more success, serve more people. Another quick little quote that I noticed in the book as well was when the chairman, his name is Pindar, they're talking about him, Joe and another person, he says, he always seems so relaxed. The person responding goes, he is relaxed. Whoever said being anxious gets more accomplished. We seem to take it for granted that a lot done invariably means a high level of stress, but there are lots of people we know who are very stressed that do not seem to accomplish much. Law number 3, the law of influence. The law of influence states your influence is determined by how abundantly you put other people's interests first. They talk about a few different things, how this insurance agent figured out that when he was trying to sell insurance, he wasn't good at it. So he changed his focus to see what he could get to what he could give. So it also talked about developing a network, and not developing a network in this common sense that we hear, that we're trying to get things out of all these people by knowing them. A network is defined as people who know, like, and trust you. They may never buy a thing from you, get this, they may never buy a thing from you, but they've always got you in the back of their minds and may refer business to you down the road. These people are invested in seeing you succeed, and they're considered like an army of walking ambassadors. When you build and culture this network, even though they are not necessarily going to directly buy anything from you, you will have referrals coming your way faster than you can handle them. Another thing is stop keeping score. A lot of people try to learn this in their relationships. Oh, I did the dishes for you, so you should do the laundry for me. Same kind of thing. Stop trying to come out even. Stop saying I scratched your back, so you scratch mine. That's not a friend, that's a creditor. So just doing things for people and not expecting anything in return. Make your wins about the other person and go after what they want, and you'll see great things coming out at the end. If you place other people's interests first, yours will always be taken care of. Another quick line that I wanted to throw in there, there's so many, in 123 pages, and there's just so much and so many good things. But another line is, have you ever wondered what makes people attractive or magnetic? It's because they love to give. That's why they're attractive. Givers attract. Boom. All right, law number 4 is the law of authenticity. Pindar, the chairman, he explains why his 50 years of marriage is so successful, likely because he cares more about his wife's happiness than his own. And remarkably, she feels the same way because of the way he is. The most valuable gift, this is law number 4, the most valuable gift you have to offer is yourself. So this section talks about a real estate agent who basically leans into every technique that she ever heard was invented. She's trying to figure out how to sell. She got to the point where she couldn't sell anything at all. She got to the point where she said, what the heck, they're not gonna buy anyways, I give up. Finally decided to be herself. She let go of the techniques, and of course she sold the house. What she realized is she just needed to be herself all along. No matter your training skills, no matter what area in, you yourself are the most important commodity. And that was the biggest lesson takeaway out of this. Lastly, she also mentioned, you want people skills, be a person. It's called authenticity. Law number 5, the very final one, is the law of receptivity. The law of receptivity. I say it confidently so you think I definitely got that on the first try. All right, the law of receptivity is the key to effective giving is to stay open to receiving. You hear it a lot when people are like, here's this, and you're like, oh, no, you didn't need to do that. No. Trying not to receive is only foolish and arrogant. When someone gives you a gift, what gives you the right to refuse or deny this gift that somebody's giving you? Receiving is the natural result of giving. Basically, it all comes around when you give freely, don't expect anything in return, but when you do get things in return, accept it with open arms and just be very gracious of it. The point is not what you do, not what you accomplish, but who you are. And that's what this whole book is about. Again, amazing, right? I'm just so glad that I made this video. After rereading it, it was just a great reminder as to how to be a good person, a good business person, and I just find myself to be more giving. How can I help this person in this scenario? I'm not even thinking about what I'm getting in return. However, things are coming back in return without me going for it. Anyways, I really think you should read it. There's a link in the description below. If you like this video, I just really appreciate it if you liked it or comment. Let me know another book that might remind you of this one as well that I'd obviously love to read. I'd love it if you subscribe, like the video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.